Far beyond the bright stars, in a quiet and forgotten part of space, an alien scout ship moved slowly through the dark. It was small. Silent. Almost invisible. Inside the ship, 3 alien explorers watched their screens. They were not soldiers. They were searchers. Their job was simple. Find new worlds. Find new life. Mark them for the galaxy. They had done this many times before. Most planets were empty. Some had plants. A few had animals. Intelligent life was rare. Very rare. The ship passed star after star, system after system. Nothing new. Nothing special. Until one screen changed color. A blue light appeared. One explorer leaned closer. "There is a planet here," he said softly. The leader of the ship turned his head. "A living planet?" he asked. "Yes," the explorer replied. "Water. Air. Strong signals." The ship slowed down. They had not expected this. This area of space was marked as silent. Empty. No life. Yet now, a living world was here. The planet was beautiful. Blue oceans. White clouds. Green lands. It turned slowly around a yellow star. The explorers stared in silence. "This world was not on any map," the leader said. "No record," another replied. "No warning signs. No danger marks." That was strange. Every known living world was marked in the galactic charts. Every dangerous species had a red symbol. But this planet? Nothing. The ship moved closer, hiding behind a moon. They began to scan. First, the air. "Oxygen-rich," one explorer said. "Perfect for life." Next, the water. Salt oceans. Rivers. Ice at the poles. Then, the surface. And suddenly, the screens filled with movement. Cities. Lights. Millions of tiny signals. The explorers froze. "This world is not empty," one whispered. The leader stood slowly. "Intelligent life," he said. They zoomed in. They saw tall buildings near shining water. Long roads filled with moving machines. Small flying objects crossing the sky. And everywhere. Creatures. Walking on 2 legs. Using tools. Building structures. Humans. But the aliens did not know that name yet. They watched quietly. The creatures were weak in body. No armor. No claws. No natural weapons. Yet. They had fire. Metal. Machines. "They are young," one explorer said. "Very young civilization." "But fast," another replied. "Look how much they built in short time." The leader said nothing. He was reading old deep space legends. Very old files. Stories from ancient races. One story spoke of a hidden world. A world that did not join the galaxy. A world that stayed silent on purpose. He shook his head. "These are only myths," he said. Still, something felt wrong. The planet gave strong signals. Radio waves. Energy bursts. Explosions in the atmosphere. The creatures were testing weapons. Powerful ones. One explorer's voice became nervous. "They split the atom," he said. "Primitive, but dangerous." The leader looked at the planet again. Small creatures. Small ships. Small reach. Yet they already touched the edge of space. "They are not afraid," he said slowly. "They try things even if they may die." That was unusual. Most young races were careful. These ones were bold. The ship sent a silent message. To the nearest relay station. Then to the sector hub. Then to the galactic network. A simple report. Unknown intelligent species discovered. Living planet found. Coordinates attached. The message spread fast. Very fast. Across thousands of worlds. Across empires and ancient races. Within minutes, powerful leaders opened their screens. What is this? A new species? Where was this hidden? Some laughed. A small world, they said. Weak creatures. No threat. Others did not laugh. They checked old records. Ancient warnings. Forgotten legends. One old race became silent. They remembered a line from a lost prophecy. Beware the quiet world that learns alone. The Galactic Council called an emergency watch. Not an attack. Not contact. Only observation. For now. Back near the planet, the small scout ship continued to watch. They saw humans help each other after disasters. They saw humans fight wars against their own kind. They saw humans rebuild after ruin. Again and again. They destroy themselves, one explorer said. Yes, the leader replied. And yet, they always survive. The ship recorded everything. The planet's name, from human signals, appeared on the screen. Earth. The leader whispered it. Earth. He did not know why, but the name felt heavy. Important. Before leaving, he placed a small invisible marker in orbit. A silent eye. Watching. Recording. Waiting. As the ship turned away, the leader sent one last message to the galaxy. Not a warning. Not a threat. Only these words. A new world has been found. The species is young. But their future is uncertain. Far below, humans looked at the stars. They did not know they were no longer alone. And far across the galaxy. For the first time in history. The galaxy was watching Earth. The message about Earth reached the galaxy like a quiet storm. At first, only small stations received it. Then great cities in space. Then the halls of kings, queens, warlords, and ancient minds. A new world had been found. An intelligent species. Hidden. Unknown. That alone was rare. But what made the message strange was this line. No record. No warning marks. No danger symbols. Across the galaxy, screens lit up. In crystal palaces, insect empires, machine worlds, and floating temples, leaders paused their work and stared. How could a living world be missing from all maps? One ruler asked. That sector was scanned long ago, another said. We found nothing. An old scholar whispered, unless the world did not wish to be found. In the center of galactic space, the great council hall began to awaken. It was a massive ring, floating around a dying star. This hall had seen wars that burned galaxies. It had judged species that rose too fast. It had erased civilizations that became too dangerous. Now, it prepared to judge Earth. One by one, the great races sent their voices. Light beings formed shapes in the air. Metal minds projected cold symbols. Ancient giants appeared as shadows on walls. The first speaker laughed. A small blue planet, he said. Why waste council time on children? Another nodded. They use fire and metal, she said. Primitive tools. No warp travel. No shields. Not even one star colony, a third added. They are trapped on one world. Some agreed. This species looked weak. Small bodies. No natural armor. Short lives. What danger could they be? But then an old voice spoke. Slow. deep, heavy with age. It belonged to the elders of Virex, a race older than most stars. Do not judge them by size, the elder said. Silence fell. The elder continued. We have seen many young races. Most die quickly. Some grow wise. Few survive disaster after disaster. The screens changed. Human history appeared. Ice covering the world. Fire raining from the sky. Plagues killing millions. Wars burning cities. Yet, humans always returned. They rebuilt. They adapted. They learned faster each time. They should have ended long ago, the elder said quietly. But they did not. Some leaders became uneasy. One general spoke sharply. They fight each other more than any enemy, he said. That is weakness. Yes, replied the elder. But they learn war faster than peace. The council ordered deeper scans. Probes watched Earth more closely. They saw humans race machines across land. They saw rockets break the sky. They saw metal birds leave the planet. They are reaching space already, one scientist said. And they are curious, another added. Very curious. Curiosity was dangerous. The most dangerous trait of all. One empire leader leaned forward. If they discover us first, he said, they will not bow. That was true. Humans did not bow easily. Another leader whispered, they are alone. Surrounded by silence. Yet they still shout into space. The council studied human signals. Messages sent into the dark. Music. Math. Stories. Not cries for help. Not calls for surrender. Only this message again and again. We are here. Some laughed. Brave words from a tiny world. Others did not laugh. Because brave words often came before great change. An ancient race revealed something new. Old star maps. Very old. On one broken map, near Earth's location, was a faded red mark. Half erased. Almost forgotten. Next to it, a single word in dead language. Unfinished. The room became cold. What does that mean? Someone asked. The ancient race answered slowly. Long ago, a powerful species planned to watch that world. But they vanished before they finished their work. Why choose that world? Another asked. We do not know, the ancient replied. But now, that world stands alone. Untaught. Uncontrolled. That was dangerous. Very dangerous. The council argued. Some wanted to hide from Earth forever. Some wanted to destroy Earth before it grew. Some wanted to guide humans quietly. But no one wanted to meet them yet. Not now. Not before understanding them. At last, the High Judge spoke. Tall. Silver. Eyes filled with starlight. This species will not be touched, he said. No war. No contact. No gift. Only one order. Watch them. Thousands of silent eyes moved into place around Earth. Hidden probes. Shadow ships. Invisible stations. The galaxy began to study humanity. Every war. Every invention. Every dream. And slowly, fear began to grow. Because humans did not move like other species. They failed fast. But they learned faster. They broke limits. Then broke them again. One council member whispered to another. If they survive long enough, they will come looking for us. Far away, on Earth, humans tested a new engine. A faster one. Stronger. Closer to the stars. And in the dark halls of the galaxy. For the first time. The question was no longer. Are humans dangerous? But how long before they reach us? The galaxy watched. Quietly. Carefully. Thousands of hidden eyes floated around Earth. Small probes rested in orbit. Silent ships hid behind the moon. Invisible sensors listened to every signal. No one touched the planet. Only watched. At first, the aliens studied the land. They saw wide deserts. High mountains. Deep forests. Endless oceans. A hard world. Not gentle. Storms crushed cities. Earth shook and broke buildings. Fire rose from deep under the ground. Yet humans stayed. They rebuilt every time. That surprised the watchers. Most young races moved to softer worlds. Humans refused. They stayed on the dangerous one. Then the aliens studied the creatures. Humans were small. Soft bodies. No scales. No claws. No natural weapons. They tired easily. They aged quickly. They died from simple sickness. Weak. Very weak. Many watchers relaxed. This species cannot survive space, one scientist said. They will end themselves soon, another replied. But the machines continued to record. They saw something strange. Humans worked together. When disaster came, strangers helped strangers. When cities fell, hands pulled others from the dust. They shared food. They shared water. They shared hope. This is unusual, a watcher whispered. Most races were born united. Humans were not. They fought each other. Hated each other. Yet, when danger came, they stood together. The probes moved closer. They watched human children. Playing. Learning. Asking questions. Always questions. What is that? Why is this? How does it work? Human minds were hungry. Very hungry. Then the watchers studied human wars. This shocked them. Humans fought their own kind more than any enemy. They built weapons. Simple ones at first. Sharp metal. Then loud ones. Then burning ones. Then weapons that erased cities. One alien general watched a nuclear test. The screen flashed white. The ground vanished. A silent wind killed everything. The general went quiet. They discovered star fire, while still trapped on one world, he said. That was not normal. Most races found peace first. Humans found power first. Still, they did not destroy themselves. Not fully. They stopped. Argued. Signed papers. Promised to be better. Then broke those promises. Then tried again. They walk on the edge of death, a watcher said. And they smile while doing it. The probes turned to human science. Laboratories. Hospitals. Workshops. Humans cut open sickness and learned its secrets. They replaced broken hearts with metal. They gave sight back to the blind. They touched the brain and fixed the mind. This species heals itself faster than any we know, a doctor said. Then came space. At first, humans barely left the ground. Small jumps. Short flights. Then rockets. Explosions. Many died. Yet they did not stop. Again and again, they failed. Engines broke. Ships burned. Dreams ended in fire. But every failure made them smarter. Stronger. Soon, metal ships circled Earth. Humans walked on their moon. They sent machines to other planets. They are crawling toward the stars, a watcher said. And they have no teacher, another replied. That was rare. Almost all races were guided. Humans were alone. Learning by pain. Learning by loss. Learning by courage. The Watchers studied human stories. Books. Films. Songs. They told stories of heroes who never quit. Of soldiers who stood against impossible odds. Of explorers who walked into the dark without fear. One alien whispered, "They admire those who refuse to surrender." That explained much. Then something strange happened. One probe saw a small moment. A single human, standing on a bridge. A child had fallen into the river. Cold water. Strong current. No safety. Without thinking, the human jumped. He could not swim well. He struggled. He almost drowned. But he reached the child. Saved her. Collapsed on the shore. The Watchers replayed the scene many times. "He risked his life, for a stranger," one said. "Yes," replied another. "And he smiled after." That confused them. Why smile after pain? Why choose danger for someone unknown? Slowly, the reports changed. Not weak species. Not primitive race. New words appeared. Adaptive. Stubborn. Emotion-driven. Unpredictable. The last word worried them most. Unpredictable species were dangerous. Very dangerous. One senior watcher sent a private message to the council. Humans are not strong yet. But they grow fast. And they do not know when to stop. Near Earth, one hidden ship moved closer. Too close. For a moment, its shadow crossed a human telescope. A human scientist paused. He stared at the screen. Frowned. Then shook his head. "Just noise," he said. But the Watchers saw something important. Humans were already searching. Listening. Watching. Hoping. They did not know the galaxy was there. But they believed it was. And belief often came before discovery. Far above, in silent orbit, one alien commander said softly. "They are children now." Then after a pause. "But children grow." The watching did not stop. Days passed. Then weeks. Then years. The galaxy learned more about Earth than any world before. At first, they thought humans were only brave animals. Now, they were not so sure. One silent station began to study human history. Not only the present. The past. Deep scans reached into old records, broken stones, and forgotten bones. The machines rebuilt Earth's story. From fire to cities. From caves to stars. And what they found shocked them. Very much. The first surprise was time. Humans were young. Very young. In galactic years, they had existed for only a moment. Yet in that short moment, they changed their world many times. Most species needed millions of years to reach metal. Humans did it in thousands. Most needed long peace to grow science. Humans grew science during war. That alone was rare. But then came the disasters. The machines replayed ancient Earth. Ice covering the land. Seas frozen. Life dying everywhere. 90% of species gone. Extinction event, the system said. The Watchers waited. Most worlds ended here. Earth did not. Life returned. Stronger. Then fire fell from the sky. A giant stone hit the planet. The sky burned. The land cracked. The rulers of Earth died. Again, most worlds ended. Earth did not. Life changed. Adapted. Survived. "This planet refuses to die," one scientist whispered. But the worst came later. When humans ruled the world. Plague spread. Black sickness killed millions. Cities emptied. Bodies filled the streets. The Watchers waited again. Still. Humans survived. They learned medicine. They cleaned water. They protected children. Next came wars. Huge wars. 2 times, humans tried to destroy themselves fully. Cities burned. Sky filled with fire. Metal birds dropped death. Millions died. The planet almost broke. The galaxy believed. Now they end. They did not. They stopped. They rebuilt faster than before. They invented new machines. New medicine. New ways to live. They grow stronger after pain, one Watcher said. That was very strange. Most races grew careful after disaster. Humans grew bold. Then came the moment that changed everything. One deep scan reached into human DNA. Into the code of life. The machine paused. Then sent an alarm. Red symbols filled the screen. What is wrong? The commander asked. The scientist spoke slowly. Humans should not survive this long. Explain. Their bodies are weak. Their cells break easily. Their planet is violent. Their star is unstable. He showed the data. By all galactic rules, humans should have gone extinct many times. Yet, they did not. The machine searched deeper. Older layers. Ancient changes. Small marks inside the human code. Not made by nature. Made by something. The room became silent. Are you saying, the commander began? Yes, the scientist replied. Long ago, someone changed them. That was impossible. No race altered a young species and left. It was forbidden. It was dangerous. Yet the signs were clear. Humans had small improvements. Better healing. Better pain control. Stronger minds under stress. Small changes. But perfect ones. Someone had prepared them. Long before. But who? The commander asked. The machine showed an old star map. Very old. Near Earth's system. Once existed a powerful civilization. Now gone. Erased. Destroyed in an ancient war. One last message from them remained. Broken. Half unreadable. Only one line was clear. Project, Guardian Seed, status, incomplete. The Watchers understood. Earth was not random. Humans were not accident. They were a plan. An unfinished one. Fear spread quickly. Across labs. Across fleets. Across councils. If they were designed, one leader said. For what purpose? Another asked. No one answered. Then the Watchers found the final shock. They studied human psychology. Fear. Anger. Love. Hope. Humans felt emotions stronger than most races. But one emotion was special. Very special. Defiance. When told they would fail, they tried harder. When told they would die, they fought longer. When trapped, they broke the walls. This species does not accept limits, a Watcher said. And they do not accept fate, another replied. The report was sent to the council. Long. Heavy. Dangerous. It ended with these words. Humans are not powerful yet. But they are designed to survive anything. And once they reach the stars, they may not stop. In the great hall, leaders went silent. Some whispered prayers. Some ordered weapons ready. Some began secret plans. One ancient voice spoke at last. Perhaps, we are not watching a child species. Pause. Then softly. Perhaps, we are watching a future guardian. Far below, on Earth, humans tested a new engine. This one burned longer. Faster. Farther. Closer to the edge of space than ever before. And in the dark halls of the galaxy, fear was no longer about today. It was about tomorrow. The report about humans did not calm the galaxy. It did the opposite. Fear spread. Slow at first. Then faster. Then everywhere. Secret meetings began in dark halls. War fleets moved quietly from deep space. Ancient weapons were taken out of sleep. No one said the word war. But everyone thought it. In one great empire, the High General slammed his claw on the table. They are unfinished weapons, he growled. If we wait, we die. His officers agreed. This species learns too fast, one said. They copy everything they see, another added. If they reach warp travel, we lose control. The general gave a simple order. Prepare strike plans. Just in case. Far away, in a peaceful crystal world, leaders argued. They are still children, one said. We cannot punish them for growing. But children become soldiers, another replied. In the machine worlds, cold minds ran numbers. Future wars. Future losses. Future extinction paths. One result appeared again and again. Human expansion, high-risk event. Even the calm races became nervous. The council hall filled again. Larger this time. More voices. More anger. More fear. The High Judge opened the session. We must decide, he said. Hide. Guide. Or destroy. The word destroy echoed in the hall. Many did not like it. But many did. A warlord spoke first. They fight their own kind without mercy, he said. What will they do to strangers? A scholar replied. They also save enemies. Heal rivals. Protect the weak. Yes, the warlord growled. Until anger comes. Then they become storms. The elder of Virex stood again. Humans are shaped by loss, he said. Pain teaches them faster than wisdom. That worried many. A young race that learned by suffering often became dangerous. One empire proposed a plan. Poison their star, they said. Slow and quiet. No one will know. Gasps filled the hall. Another race suggested. Send a false message. Lead them into a trap. End them there. Others wanted to guide humans secretly. Teach them peace. Teach them limits. But one truth stopped all plans. Humans were not alone on their world. Billions lived there. Children. Families. Dreamers. Destroying Earth meant killing an entire future. Even war-hardened leaders hesitated. Then came new news. Bad news. A probe reported. Human engine test successful. Speed increased by 3%. Range doubled. The hall went silent. 3% was small. But in science, small steps changed history. They are accelerating, one leader whispered. And they do not know they are being watched, another said. That made it worse. Humans were growing without fear. Without caution. Without limits. One ancient commander spoke from shadow. Every dangerous species in history began like this. Curious. Bold. Alone. He paused. And every one of them changed the galaxy forever. Some leaders wanted action now. They sent secret ships closer to Earth. Not to attack. Not yet. To prepare. Hidden weapons platforms moved into nearby systems. Silent mines were placed in dark space paths. Traps. Just in case. Others prepared defenses. Shields around capitals. Early warning nets. They began to train fleets for a future enemy. A future called humanity. Yet not all feared them. One small race watched humans differently. They saw farmers feeding strangers. Doctors saving enemies. Parents protecting children with their own bodies. Their leader said softly, "If these beings reach the stars, they may become our greatest protectors." That idea frightened others even more. A protector with unlimited will could become a ruler. Back in the council, the High Judge made a final law. Earth will remain isolated, he declared. No contact. No war. No gifts. But then he added, if humans leave their system, all restrictions end. That was a threat. And a warning. Meanwhile, the Watchers near Earth saw something important. Humans began to look outward more often. New telescopes. Stronger scanners. Better listening machines. They searched for signals. For patterns. For life. One human scientist spoke on a broadcast. We are not alone. The universe is too big for silence. Those words echoed across the hidden ships. They are calling us, one watcher said. Not knowing we are here, another replied. Worse. Humans began to plan missions. Not only to their moon. Not only to nearby planets. But to other stars. Small plans. Early designs. Yet real. Very real. The galaxy understood something then. Stopping humans later would be harder. Much harder. One final message reached the council from an outer scout. Human children now study astrophysics. Human soldiers train in zero gravity. Human engineers design engines beyond current limits. The elder whispered. They are preparing, without knowing why. In the dark, many leaders finally accepted the truth. Fear was no longer about what humans were. It was about what they would become. Far below, on Earth, a small rocket lifted from the ground. Fire roared. Metal climbed. Another step toward the stars. And in the cold halls of the galaxy, the panic was no longer secret. The galaxy watched Earth more closely than ever before. Every city. Every lab. Every launch. Humans still looked small. Still weak. Still trapped on one world. But now the Watchers searched for one thing. The real strength of humanity. At first, they studied the human body again. Bones thin. Muscles soft. Skin fragile. Compared to armored races, humans were nothing. A general said, one strike from our soldiers would break them. A scientist replied, yes, but they survive what should break them. They showed new data. Humans healed fast. Not the fastest in the galaxy. But fast enough. Broken bones repaired. Burned skin regrew. Lost blood replaced. But more important. Humans healed their minds. They suffered loss. They cried. They fell. Then. They stood up again. That confused the Watchers. Most species feared pain. Humans accepted it. Used it. Learned from it. One Watcher said quietly. They are not strong in body. They are strong in endurance. Then they studied human work. Factories. Fields. Workshops. Humans worked long hours. Often tired. Often sick. Yet they continued. Not for reward. Not for glory. But for family. For children. For tomorrow. This species works for a future they may never see, a watcher said. That was rare. Very rare. Then came human cooperation. In wars, they fought hard. But in disasters, they became something else. Floods came. Humans built walls together. Earth shook. Humans dug strangers from ruins. Storms destroyed homes. Humans shared their own food. Their own beds. Their own lives. They protect their weak, a commander said. Yes, replied another. And that makes them dangerous. Because a species that protects its weak fights harder than one that protects only the strong. Next, the watchers studied human learning. This shocked them. Humans learned not by memory, but by failure. They tested ideas. Most failed. But each failure taught them more. Engines exploded. They built better ones. Medicines failed. They made stronger ones. Weapons broke. They designed deadlier ones. They turned mistakes into tools, a scientist said. Then they studied human courage. Not soldiers. Not heroes. Normal humans. A doctor entering disease zones. A firefighter running into fire. A mother shielding her child from bullets. A man standing before tanks with empty hands. They moved toward danger, not away from it, one watcher whispered. That was terrifying. Most races feared death. Humans feared regret more. Then came the greatest discovery. The watchers studied human limits. How much pain? How much cold? How much hunger? How much fear? Humans survived levels that killed other races. Cold oceans. Thin mountains. Poison air. Dark caves. Radiation. Vacuum. They trained their bodies to live in places never meant for life. They adapt their world, and then adapt themselves, a watcher said. The reports changed again. New words appeared. Resilient. Persistent. Emotion-fueled. Limit-breaking. One ancient race finally spoke the truth. Humans are not built to be perfect, they said. They are built to survive imperfection. That was powerful. Very powerful. Then something small happened. But it changed everything. A probe saw a human soldier in training. He was tired. Bleeding. Almost falling. His instructor said, "Stop." The soldier shook his head. "I can go one more," he said. He ran again. Collapsed. Stood again. Ran again. The watchers replayed it many times. Why continue, one asked. The answer was simple. Because humans did not measure strength by victory. They measured it by refusal to quit. The council received the final strength report. It ended with these words. Humans are slow. Humans are fragile. Humans are few. But once they decide to protect something, they become unstoppable. The hall fell silent. Some leaders felt fear. Others felt respect. A few felt hope. Because such a species could become great warriors, great explorers, great guardians, or great destroyers. It all depended on one thing. How the galaxy treated them first. Far below, on Earth, humans tested a new ship. This one could leave their system. Not fast. Not far. But enough. Enough to touch another star one day. A human engineer smiled and said, "We're getting closer." He did not know how true that was. And in the dark halls of the galaxy, one final thought spread quietly from mind to mind. If humans ever learn who they really are, The galaxy will never be the same. The galaxy could no longer pretend. Humans were no longer just a curiosity. They were becoming a future. The council hall gathered one last time. Not for debate. Not for fear. But for decision. The High Judge stood in the center. Around him floated rulers, elders, generals, and ancient minds. All silent. All thinking about the same world. Earth. We have watched long enough, the judge said. We must decide how history will remember this moment. The first speaker was a war leader. Destroy them now, he said coldly. Mercy today means extinction tomorrow. Another answered. They have not harmed us. They do not even know we exist. A third voice added. They will know one day. That was true. Very true. Humans were close now. Closer than anyone expected. New engines. New theories. New dreams. Soon. They would leave their cradle. The elder of Virex spoke again, slow and wise. Every great power begins as a question, he said. Humans are that question. He showed the final report. Predictions. Paths. Futures. In some futures, humans became explorers. They mapped stars. Saved dying worlds. Protected weak races. In others, they became conquerors. Their ships burned systems. Their armies broke empires. Their flags ruled galaxies. And in a few dark futures, they became something worse. Not rulers. Not destroyers. But judges. Deciding which species deserved to live. Fear filled the hall. One leader whispered. All this, from one small blue world. The judge closed his eyes. Then opened them slowly. We will not destroy Earth, he said. We will not guide them. We will not reveal ourselves. Only one order was given. The most serious order in galactic law. He raised his hand. A symbol appeared. Red. Bright. Heavy with meaning. Earth, classified. High-risk civilization. Observation level, eternal. Interference status, forbidden. Gasps filled the hall. This mark was rare. Almost never used. It meant only one thing. Humans were now considered. A future power. A species that could change the balance of the galaxy. From this moment, thousands of watchers would remain forever. Not to control. Not to stop. But to prepare. Because one day, humans would come. The judge spoke the final words. If humans reach the stars, treat them with respect. Or prepare for consequences. The council ended. Quietly. No celebration. No relief. Only waiting. Far from the hall, ancient races began secret plans. Some built defenses. Some prepared gifts. Some trained armies. All prepared for the same future. First contact. Meanwhile, on Earth, life continued. Children went to school. Workers went to jobs. Soldiers trained. Scientists dreamed. No one knew the galaxy was watching. One human team worked late in a small lab. They tested a strange engine. New design. New math. It hummed softly. Stable. Strong. The lead scientist smiled. If this works, he said, we can reach another star in one lifetime. The room filled with quiet joy. Hope. Dream. Ambition. Above Earth, a hidden alien ship recorded the moment. The commander watched the humans laugh. Plan. Dream. And for the first time, he felt something new. Not fear. Not anger. Respect. He sent one final private message to the archives. Not for leaders. Not for war. For history. It said, "This is the day the galaxy truly noticed humanity. They are not gods. They are not monsters. They are not finished. But one truth is clear. When humans finally leave their world, they will not come as children." The ship turned away. The watchers remained. And far below, on a small blue planet, humanity took another quiet step toward destiny.